So came back to the garage, pulled out the intercooler hose filled with methanol. So drained all of that out, went back home, fully confused what we did. So we did 1,000 horsepower RS3, not completely in our garage, tuned with another garage. It was a full forged internals build, sleeves, pistons, rings, valves, everything. The R guy worked, that was all of it. I helped him out with a lot of manuals and stuff at that time. I was new in the market. The car was ready, it was sent to the tuner. After it was tuned, just a standard test drive. That 260, 270 happens like almost every other day now. Wild Nights is mostly related to accidents, blown engines, don't know how to install a methanol kit, but still I can do it kind of issues. First ever methanol kit installed to a customer. We were suggesting him not to because APR standards say not to have a methanol kit. It doesn't go with their kit, but the customer wanted to, so we are like, okay, yeah, we can install a methanol kit. And we didn't know how to install a methanol kit. Read through the manual halfway through, was too boring to read full. Didn't fix the valve on the intercooler pipe, just connected the pipe direct. So we fix installing that, and then immediately the customer wants to race with another customer. So we're like, okay, let's go. Which street? Go there. The car is not starting. The car turns off, filled with water. So came back to the garage, pulled out the intercooler hose filled with methanol. So drained all of that out, went back home, fully confused what we did. Next day came back, read the whole instruction manual, figured out there was some steps that we missed, like the end nozzle, fixed the nozzle, worked fine after that. Another night, the same guy calls us in the middle of the night saying, bro, there are metal pieces on the road. He was racing with a I think C63 AMG, blew his engine, so I had to go out there, open the garage, arrange recovery, bring it to the garage in the middle of the night. During the flood, our customers driving cars into the water. Wild nights, we have a lot of calls with blown engine, car not starting, not blown engine. They don't know yet that the engine's blown. If I have to race, prefer the track, but street is more fun because there's lots more that goes into street. You use your rear view mirrors a lot more, setting up the rear view mirrors according to your likes, all that is involved. Track race is just full on track positioning concentration. Here it's like the street, the scenario is changing like every second, so you might have to change your plan. Okay, now I cannot continue from the right, I need to move to the left, depends on the traffic. So it's a lot more interesting. Track is also quite interesting, but it's different. It's a whole different scene. See, until now, honestly, until 2020, we were a very growing and unstable business. Yeah, I didn't have any idea what I'm doing, what am I supposed to do. Only in 2020, honestly, during the lockdown is where I sat at home and got a chance to think, what am I doing and what can I improve on, is when I started getting ideas. And then once the lockdown eased and we started coming out, so it started implementing those things and we started growing on from there. So the customers that I had were mostly into service maintenance. So this R guy, when he left me, um, I was like, okay, so this is the guy who knew all the motorsports. I don't know enough to make it practical and sell it to a customer. I can do it for myself, but I can't sell it to somebody yet. So I think that's it for now. Let's focus on repair and maintenance. So in that time, I got into a lot of company car service maintenance, which we're still doing. And honestly, it's a good thing because when you don't have projects, it's going on in the side, and you have a team who is trained to handle it, and it's running. But now we are starting to have more customers who are into performance, and now we can make a group because everybody doesn't want to be social and be a group. Somebody wants to just build their car quietly and then take it out when they're alone, drive it, come back, park it. There are a lot of people like that. There's one of our customers who goes on a track day alone, without anybody, with his own track. So we have such sort of people as well. I think all the people talking are very honest. What they are to the car industry, what they think about their cars, and it's very honest opinions about everyone. It's nothing to do with any other influence of the current trends that are going on. It's just what people love to do, and there's so much you can do with cars. Really, you can't say that this guy is wrong or that guy is wrong. If some guy wants to fill his car up with LED lights, that's his choice. Yeah, that's what he likes. That's what he can do at that moment. Probably that's how it is. It's like a race, you know. If somebody is of a different color, you don't blame him. Somebody wants to put LED lights on his car, that's his wish. Same thing with stickers. You want to have every single brand sticker on your car, it's fine. That's your wish. That's your budget. That's your choice. It's your car. When these kind of content goes out, people realize that the fact that their car is their choice, and and they would want to be what they are and rather follow a trend where everybody just copies somebody else and wants to do the same thing. I don't know, if you want to have pillows outside your car, that's your choice. But if somebody thinks about it, he will be more comfortable in doing it if we get this trend out in the market that it's okay to do whatever you like to your car and your story is unique to yourself.